mummy's with the maggots now.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Well, hi there.
Hello, and welcome to Would You Die, the show where, you know what? I can string words together too, Jacob, you limp dick fuckface. I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
And today, it's a new month.
It is a new month. Happy February.
Happy February. I hope you guys are staying warm.
Yeah.
We are currently recording this episode in sub-zero temperatures.
We really called that cold as ice month, man.
Yeah.
That was yeah, we did good with that one.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I don't have any jokes. I try to think of one, but that's how it be sometimes.
It is how it be.
I wanted to make like a Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero joke, and then I was just going to be like, Sub-Zero. And that's not a joke. That's
not a joke. That's just you saying words.
Yeah, that's barely a reference.
We're recording this in sub-zero temperatures. You know, like the Mortal Kombat guy.
Yeah, Scorpion.
Yeah.
Get over here. So, speaking of Mortal Kombat characters, what month are we? What is the theme for the new month?
That's a great question, because I don't know if we decided before we started filming.
Well, we decided the theme, but we haven't.
Well,
we
yes,
were talking about what we were going to. New listeners, if there's any, going to be like, who the fuck gave these people a podcast?
That's super fair.
We gave it to ourselves, motherfuckers.
We did give it to ourselves. Actually, I didn't give it to myself. You gave it to me, so that's on you.
But I gave it to me.
You gave it to you. So this month is all about love in its many, many forms, specifically when pertaining to horror. So we were tossing around a couple names, so let's settle on it right now.
There's Love and Let Die.
Love and Let Die. Modern romance is what we had at the beginning, but that doesn't really.
That was like a placeholder.
Yeah, hit the nail on the horror head. We had Gorentines.
Gorentines, I like that.
Producer Jeremy, are you what are we missing?
Live, Laugh, Blood.
Live, Laugh, Blood.
I like that one. I don't know. I'm down for whatever.
I'm a big fan of Love and Let Die. I think it's great, but I also like Gorentine's Days. So I think if we narrow it down to two.
And I would have already made the schedule video, so listeners, you can't vote. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we've already made
it.
know. I'm gonna say Love and Let Die.
Cool.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be easier to type on the TikTok vertical view.
That's fair. Are we gonna make a bunch of like Wings references the way we made a bunch of Foreigner references last month?
I don't know as many Wings songs, to be honest.
I know Silly Love Songs.
Is that a real song?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I told you.
I promise you know that song.
That's
James Bond. We can make James Bond references.
I do know James Bond. Dr. No. Thunderball.
Goldfinger.
It's such a stretch.
Octopussy.
Everyone's favorite one. Skyfall. That's one, right?
That's
the
newest one, right?
the Adele one.
That's not the
Is
newest
that not the
one.
newest one?
No, No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
And
I
then
was gonna say-
Spectre. And then Skyfall.
Yeah.
I saw one of them in theaters, and that's the only James Bond movie I've seen.
Was it Skyfall?
Probably.
Because
It was in college. It was with you.
It was Spectre, because a bunch of us went.
Yeah.
Because he did 4 of them, right, Craig?
He did 5.
Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm. Quantum of Solace.
Right. I always forget about Quantum of Solace. Right.
I saw the
Then
one
all
where
the ones we just
Andrew, what's his face, is the bad guy. Andrew, he plays Moriarty in Sherlock and also the hot priest in Fleabag. Andrew, and he's in Wake Up Dead Man.
O'Connor?
Andrew, no. Andrew.
No, Josh O'Connor. I'm thinking of Josh O'Connor.
Andrew.
The only face I can picture in my head right now, and there's no reason for it, is Michael Cera.
He plays the.
You're talking about the writer?
No, yes.
In Wake Up Dead Man, like the sci-fi writer.
Yes, correct. Andrew Scott.
Andrew Scott.
Thank you.
He was in a James Bond movie?
Yes, he was the bad guy in one of the James Bond movies. He was Inspector. He was the bad guy Inspector.
I thought Christoph Waltz was the bad guy Inspector.
He's also the bad guy Inspector.
And Dave Bautista was the bad guy Inspector.
Well, okay, maybe he wasn't the bad guy. I know he was in this movie.
I forgot
Hang on.
I believe you. But
I'm looking it up.
I forgot Andrew Scott was in Spectre.
Andrew Scott is...
Because that's the one where it opens at, like, Day of the Dead.
Andrew Scott is Max Denbigh C, head of the new Joint Intelligence Service and an agent for Spectre, heavily involved with their plan to merge 9 national intelligence agencies into the Nine Eyes Committee, allowing Spectre to have the power to take over the world. I am correct. Thank you.
I'm still sure Christoph Waltz was, like, the real bad guy, though.
Yeah, okay, but, like, Andrew Scott was,
because he plays
like...
Blofeld.
But Andrew Scott was the, like, red herring bad guy. He was the one in all the advertisements and shit.
Bautista was in all the advertisements because he's
Sure,
the one that
they can be both
they fight.
in all the advertisements. That's
but
fine.
this is the James Bond movie where Daniel Craig wears the white tuxedo.
Sure. Anyway, my
That's
point
in all the advertisements.
Andrew Scott was in that movie, and that's part of why I went to go see it, because I love Andrew Scott.
But you know what Andrew Scott's not in? The movie we're talking about this week.
I'm really sorry, you guys. We're talking about Your Monster.
You know who is in Your Monster?
Your girl.
Yeah. Melissa Barrera.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
We
She's
know.
a queen.
So if you've never seen Your Monster, first of all, go watch it. But a brief synopsis for you. After her life falls apart, soft-spoken actress Laura Franco finds her voice again when she meets a terrifying yet weirdly charming monster living in her closet. A romantic comedy horror film about falling in love with your inner rage.
Rawr.
Rawr. So, what is your personal connection to this movie?
I found out about this movie because I'm a fan of one Melissa Barrera.
Mm-hmm.
And it hit the festivals like 2023, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it had a very, very limited 2024 release.
Yes.
In October.
Mm-hmm.
So I missed it in theaters and I was all sad and bummed. So early 2025, it hits HBO Max and I said, I'm going to watch it. And then I did.
Yes.
What is your personal connection with this movie?
My personal connection with this movie is, all of you know this at this point because I have talked about it many a time. I am so excited for this month because I'm a romance girl. I love romance. I love rom-coms. I consider myself a amateur rom-com expert, if one can be such a thing. And I remember very clearly when this movie was like out on streaming for the first time, Austin being like, you have to watch this movie. It is very much up your alley. And me being like, well, we put it in the program for the show, so I'm just going to wait until we get to the podcast episode. And boy, did I. And boy, do I wish I had seen it sooner.
I told you.
I know you did, but it's so good. And it's so, like, up my alley specifically.
If there's one thing about Austin Michael Torres, he knows people's alleys.
That is very true.
That is like my biggest strength as a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you really nailed it on the head because I loved this movie. And I'm really excited that we're going to get to talk about it.
I take pride in knowing the alleys of people.
You're very good at it.
I like to know my friends. What can I say?
You're a good friend.
How about Jeremy? What is your personal connection? You haven't spoken yet this episode, have you?
I barely. My personal connection is that for months we'd be looking for movies to watch, Anneliese and I. And as we were skimming through the movies that were available, I say, we can watch Your Monster, which I had not seen either. This is the first time I've seen it. And Annalisa would say, we have to watch it for the podcast soon. This was like months long. We have to watch it for the podcast soon. So finally, the day came that we watched it. And I saw it for the first time. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a very unique movie. I think we live in a day and age where unique stories and original screenplays are not as prevalent as they maybe once were, and this was very unique and original, and I liked that about it.
I agree with that. Before we move on, I do want to say it is a smaller film. It's one of the more indie films we're going to talk about, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to encourage everyone who's listening who hasn't seen it, go watch it. It's awesome. And if you don't like it, at least you supported a smaller movie, you know?
Yes. I think this is the smallest movie we've had since like Werewolf Month.
Oh, since Werewolf Month. Yeah. Maybe around
say-
Hell of a Summer big.
Oh, yeah,
Because Hell of a
that's fair.
Summer was pretty small too. We
Yeah,
haven't
you're right.
tackled a small... And Frozen last month.
Yeah.
Adam Green's Frozen's pretty...
Mm-hmm. It's around that like
Yeah.
size of audience, but I think it's fucking phenomenal, and I really enjoyed it. And if you're looking for something, I have a lot of friends who like I am recommending join our podcast audience this month because a lot of them are like, well, I'm not really a horror person, and I'm like, this is the perfect month for you because first of all, like I think at least 2 out of the 4 movies that we're covering this month are pretty accessible to people who don't handle gore well and don't handle like
I would say 3 out of... There's only one where I'm like, that might be a bit much.
that's fair. I'm gonna say 2.5, but we'll say 3 movies where like, you know, it's not super accessible, and I really think that this movie is like one of the most like fun gateway horror movies to get into, and I think so. I genuinely think like this is a good one for people to start off with if they're not super into horror as a genre yet.
At the moment of recording, it is on HBO Max, but I saw when I went to watch it the other day, I saw it was leaving soon.
Leaving soon, yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be up on HBO Max when this episode comes out. I don't know where it will be.
Yeah.
If you rent it for like $4, I don't think that's $4 wasted.
No, I don't think so either.
As someone who's made friends by werewolves for $20, I
It's a
feel
movie
much
I
more
own for the rest of my life now.
I feel much more confident
Yes.
in telling people this is worth it's worth more than $4. But if you just wanted to test it out, I think you should rent it if you can't stream it, or
Yeah.
you can buy it. It has
Which I don't think would be wasted money, to be honest.
exactly.
It's
Right.
a good movie.
I think anytime you're supporting like independent cinema, independent, you know,
Art.
art,
Right.
you are doing a service. So even if you end up like not loving it, you've still supported, I think, somebody who deserves it. And we're gonna get into why Caroline Lindy deserves this with our historical context.
Let's do it.
So Caroline Lindy wrote and directed this movie. She is, when you watch this movie, the first thing that comes up is a true-ish story. I thought that was a joke. And then I found out.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where my female rage comes in. When Caroline Lindy was 23 years old, she received a life-threatening health diagnosis just like Laura. Laura has cancer. I don't know exactly, and I don't think she's ever gone public with exactly what Caroline Lindy was or is sick with. I'm not exactly sure, but we know it was a life-threatening diagnosis. She was dumped by her boyfriend the same week.
That's crazy.
And that's bullshit. And here's what I'm going to say. Here are the statistics about this, because I'm going to shit on men a lot this month. If that's not something you're okay with, then you should probably pick a different fucking podcast.
This month is for the gals, the theys,
Yeah.
and the guys if they're really fucking cool.
If you're really fucking cool, you can stay. If you're gonna not all men this, go somewhere else. Goodbye. There are plenty of people at the Joe Rogan Experience waiting for you.
You know how many straight white males have horror movie podcasts?
Yeah, go find one of them. Great.
Like, not knocking any of them, but
No, but go find one of them.
Yeah.
That's not this one. We have one straight white man, and he's on thin ice, and he doesn't even get to talk all the time. So,
That's true. He's looking at me like, can I defend myself? And we're nodding at him. No, you cannot.
No, you can't. So if you did not know, this is a statistic that is, it's absolutely true. Research shows that, this is from the National Institute of Health, and it is from an article titled Gender Disparity in the Rate of Partner Abandonment in Patients with Serious Medical Illness. And research shows that while the overall divorce rate for cancer patients is around 11.6%, female patients experience a 20.8% separation rate compared to only 2.9% for male patients. So that means that when females get a cancer diagnosis, 20% of them, 20%, that's almost a quarter, get left by their spouses versus 2% for men.
That's insane.
Is that not crazy? Yeah, just insane. Married men are 6 times more likely to divorce or separate from their wives soon after a cancer diagnosis. And I think that's kind of where Caroline Lindy, obviously speaking from her own experience, but probably having the knowledge that she is not alone in this phenomenon, that she was dumped. And this is what happens to our main character. Our main character, Laura, played by Melissa Barrera, gets a cancer diagnosis.
Oh, no, not yay.
Yeah. And almost immediately gets left by her boyfriend. And not only that, and then it gets worse. Her boyfriend, who is a writer and has been working on this play, that he has written a part for Laura. Title, what's the character's name is like Lori or something.
Yeah, Laura. Yeah.
Yeah, Lori. And then when she finally gets, she has a surgery, she is in remission. When she finally gets well enough to play this part that he has promised her, takes it away from her.
Yep.
And then it gets worse, which I'm sure we'll talk about. We'll continue with that conversation, but it does get worse. So I don't know if I would consider it a plot twist. Maybe you would consider it a plot twist, but spoiler alert either way. The monster that we meet and that Laura falls in love with, who is living in her closet, is an allegory for her own female rage.
I think you could consider it a plot twist just because it's supposed to be a big reveal when the monster never existed.
That's fair.
And that's at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And you already said spoilers, so I'm safe.
You are safe. I did say spoilers. I said spoilers twice, actually. But I think that her rage is so justified in this movie, and that's what makes it so satisfying. Because it just keeps getting worse. Her rage would be justified if all he did was leave her when she had cancer. And then on top of that, he does other bullshit.
Yeah.
That we'll get to. So that is kind of our historical context. That is how this is a true-ish story. It is not just a true-ish story based on Caroline Lindy's own life, but it is something that happens to women. And I think that that was something that she was definitely trying to harness as we get into this story.
Definitely. And it's just, historical context is going to be interesting with this month just because we're all picking films from the 2020s.
Yes.
So, but each one has they're all relevant right now still.
Yes, I think very.
This one is dealing with narcissistic assholes.
Yeah. Well, and I think, here's the thing. Not to shit on
Actually,
them.
they all might be dealing with narcissistic assholes.
At least 3.5 out of 4 are dealing with narcissistic assholes. And that's why this is Shit on Men Month. This month is for me. This month is for me and my fellow women and non-binary people and anybody who's had to deal with the straight white man audacity.
And Jeremy.
Jeremy can come.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's not all men. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Have you guys seen?
Nice.
Have you guys seen the TikTok of? I think it's a football, maybe like a linebacker meeting or something. It's like, and we're all doing that. It's like, I'm trying to remember.
Is it? We are all African Americans.
Yeah.
And Mark.
And Mark.
We're rocking with Mark.
Because Mark's rocking with us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of.
Yes.
It's like that, but Jeremy.
Yeah. We're rocking with Jeremy because Jeremy's rocking with us. We've already kind of moved into our monthly theme, but
we hate men and we don't care who knows.
exactly. Love and Let Die, this romance that we have. So Laura moves into her mom's house, and her mom is kind of out traveling. She's like this world traveler, so she's kind of there alone, or so she thinks. And then she meets Monster. And Monster is great. I love him.
Yeah, no last name, just Monster.
Just Monster.
Like Prince.
Exactly. He's exactly like
Or
Prince.
Zendaya.
Sure. Or Cher.
Yeah, Cher.
But so Monster is kind of perturbed that she is here. He knew her from childhood and was like, listen, I have gotten used to living here alone. You got 2 weeks and then you need to get out.
Yep.
So she is like, okay, weird, but whatever. And she just kind of starts throwing herself into her work because at this point, she still kind of presumes I'm going to get a part in this musical that Josh has written. His name's Josh, right? I think it's Josh. Her boyfriend.
Who'd I call
her ex-boyfriend.
Face? It's hard because, no, it's Jacob.
Jacob, right. Jacob.
Next week's Josh.
Next week is Josh. Okay, my bad. Next week is Josh, played by Jack. Hints. Anyway, so Jacob.
Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
It's John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
Fuck John.
I'm gonna quit.
The problematic men with J names.
Jeremy. He's not unmuting because he knows that he shouldn't talk.
Listen, when you're named after a Pearl Jam song, that might be a red flag.
It's fair.
That's why my name is Even Flow.
Even flow. Sorry. Moving on. So she throws herself into her study of this play and getting ready to kind of have a part. And this is where Monster really wins me over because he starts quoting Shakespeare soliloquies like close up to her face. Mm-hmm. And as a girl who got an English degree, at least 70% because I love William Shakespeare so much, it really did things to me and for me. And I need to get that out there. I just need to say that I appreciated that moment, and that was for me. And I know Caroline, as a fellow girly pop, saw me in that moment and gave that to me. And I appreciate that. I like his glasses.
I like her glasses.
Her glasses are great. She looks phenomenal in this movie. And, like, don't get me wrong, Melissa Barrera, beautiful woman, looks phenomenal in every movie. But there is something about, like, being able to play, like, someone who's a literal cancer patient and still be beautiful and resplendent that is so talented. Like, so great. Her outfits, phenomenal. Love everything about it. And that's really at the core of, like, a romance movie is, like, the outfits, the beauty of the people. It's good. I really enjoy that they made the monster look like Beast from Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
I was about to say there are so many parallels between Beauty and the Beast and Your Monster.
Yeah, like the Halloween ball party.
Right. The dance, like you look up the poster for Your Monster, it's Beauty and the Beast coded.
Yeah. And
he's designed just like the Beast.
God, when he shows up in his suit and he comes down the stairs and they dance. Oh, so good. I had a good time watching this.
And they have that montage where it's like that rom-com montage of like, he likes it colder, she likes it warmer.
Yeah.
He goes oogie boogie and scares her, and then she gets over it. Montage. And listen, what's a good rom-com without a montage, you know? Like Rocky. Exactly. Rocky 3 specifically. Yeah, you get it. You know. This is, I mean, you know, the love story between Rocky and Apollo Creed is one for the ages. Yeah, and Shrek has one. Shrek does have one. With Shrek and Fiona. Mm-hmm. I'm not giving you actual romantic comedies, and I'm apologizing.
No,
Those
but
were what we're
you're correct.
Oh, you know what's my favorite? One of my favorite rom-coms?
What?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Beautiful movie. That's one of Jeremy's favorite rom-coms too.
And that has a lot of montages, but I like when like Mila Kunis is the montage of her kind of like getting Jason Segel's character out of his shell.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think one of the most iconic, at least for our generation in our childhood, probably the most iconic examples of this montage that we saw in our childhood, though, back to your point, is the something there scene in Beauty and the Beast, where they have this like back and forth of like in the snow and it's all cute. And that's like, this is just the grown-up version of that. And it's beautiful. When they watch fucking Singing in the Rain and he starts crying, I know that's like, you know, kind of after the montage, but cute.
But that's like her favorite movie too.
Yeah.
And then he gets defensive of the fact that he had an emotional, but then he turns out to be this act, you know.
Ugh, I just love Monster.
Monster's great. And my favorite scene, I think, in the movie is when at the Halloween party, Laura finds her ex, Jacob.
With another girl, yeah.
Yeah, just banging some other person who turns out to be her best friend.
Which, again, female rage justified. When I said it gets worse, it gets so much worse.
And rage at the best friend, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's horrible.
I mean, here's
on
the
both
thing,
of them.
is we understand from the very beginning that, I think her name is Mitzi.
Yeah.
Maisie is not a great best friend. I mean, she like shows up at the hospital and she picks her up and then she kind of just drops her off and is like, gotta go, see you later, goodbye.
No, she literally says, whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Oh shit,
it's 3:30, I gotta go.
Yeah.
See, I'll call you, I'll be back after, I'll call you tomorrow.
Right. And same thing, like, she gets a callback for the audition that she knew that, like, Laura wanted, and they gave her a part, and she didn't, number one, say no, because that's her best friend, but number two, she didn't even tell her. It had to be Jacob that told her that she got a part. Weird. Anyway.
And then they've been hooking up while she was sick.
Oh my god. That's finding that out at the end, that not only did he start hooking up with her after they got together, or after they broke up, but that they were hooking up before when she was sick. That is so vile.
It's terrible.
It is. It's unforgivable, first of all, obviously.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of movies up to at this point, right? We're on episode, 49?
Yes.
We've watched a lot of movies. Movies with serial killers, movies with horrible people. I said out loud, this is the worst antagonist of any movie we've watched.
We watched a movie with the Klan.
That it might be the Klan, but other than the Klan, here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's probably the most real, other than the Klan, antagonist we've got. You know what I mean? Like, most people in their lifetime are not running into a Jason or a Freddy. Most people. Some people, but most people are not.
We all know a Jacob.
But we all know a fucking Jacob. And, like, I don't know about you. I know a Jacob. I've experienced my very own Jacob. I think even men in our lives know Jacob, have been acquainted with one at some point or another that just, like, treats women like trash. But also, here's the most insidious part about the Jacobs of the world, is that they think they're a self-proclaimed good guy. Like, they're like, I champion women. That's his whole fucking play. His whole play is like, I love women. Women are beautiful. Women are this, like, great thing. But then they treat him like shit in their personal lives. That's Jacob.
And we'll talk about the play in a bit, because I got thoughts.
I'd love to hear him.
But I want to go back to Monster real quick.
Please.
So she finds Jacob hooking. She doesn't know it's her best friend yet, but hooking up with someone, and her and Monster are walking home, and she's like, it's not that bad. And he's like, what the fuck? It's terrible. And she's like, no, it's okay. He goes, it's not okay. And he just lets her just say over and over again, it's not okay. And she starts screaming it until she can have that emotional catharsis. I think that's the best scene in the whole movie because it's not okay, you know, and for her to reach that point, stop lying to herself and embrace, like, allowing herself to actually feel these emotions. For me, that's my favorite scene with Monster.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you tearing up?
A little bit, yeah. No, I
I'm
mean, I just,
sorry.
like, I really, really enjoyed
It's a powerful scene.
this, yeah. I don't know. I think that this...
And it takes a lot of... It's not easy to admit something like that's not okay. Because I think a lot of people are conditioned to just let shit like that go.
I think...
And it's empowering not... I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I cut you off. Go ahead.
And it's empowering to just let those emotions... Or to have someone in your corner be like, no, let those emotions out.
Yeah. I have a hard time with... And I think this is something... I think this is why this movie is so relevant right now.
Mm-hmm.
With the way that, like, male manipulation specifically, but also manipulation in general, because it also comes from Maisie as well, like, has evolved in the 21st century. And I think specifically with, like, therapy speak is a really good example of that, where, like, everybody is about, like, protecting their peace, and everybody's about, like, please don't trauma dump on me, and please don't do this, and please don't do that. And it's like there is a time and place for all of those boundaries, and boundaries are really important, and keeping and protecting your own mental health is really important. But when you sign up to be, like, in a partnership with somebody,
Right.
these are things that you have to think about, especially when you sign up to be in a serious partnership with somebody, which they were. They were living together for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You sign up for the bad parts, too.
Right.
And maybe you don't necessarily think that that's going to be cancer. Obviously. Nobody really does. But there's just, like... I think the validation that the monster has, and obviously, as we know, it is her own internal self coming to terms with that, where he's like, no, this wasn't okay. Like, everything that has happened up to this point has not been okay.
Right.
I think that's what makes that powerful, is because sometimes we hear people who, like, his whole thing is like, you need so much care, and I just can't be the one to give it to you. Like, I'm not good enough to give it to you. Like, that's how he breaks up with her. And to hear, like, hey, now she's getting no care. You know what I mean? Like, now it is, you've gone from, like, I don't know if I can give you the care you need, to, well, now she has nothing. She has nobody. And, like, to hear that it's valid to be upset about that. Even if, like, yes, in a bubble, he is allowed to do what he needs to protect his own mental well-being. If he really feels like he can't be the one, then yeah, he's allowed to do that. But she's allowed to be angry about it.
Right.
She's allowed to mourn and grieve the relationship that she thought she had, which was one of, like, steady companionship, and it turns out isn't as steady as she thinks.
Right.
And I think all of that is, like, I think that's what makes that scene so powerful and so relevant, like, now, you know?
Mm-hmm. And a character like Jacob, he's not... I mean, that's a narcissist.
Yeah.
That's a special type of douchebaggery where it's like... What Jacob does is very insidious in the sense that... Because he writes this role for Laura before she's sick, and it's one thing to break up with her because she's sick. That's rough and that's bad, you know. Mm-hmm. But to take away a role you wrote for her because she was sick, then fuck her best friend, which Maisie's at wrong too. But I'm just talking about Jacob. And then, you know, I think all that's fucking terrible, right? Mm-hmm. What goes under the radar is when he offers her an understudy part, thinking she's not going to say yes.
Yeah.
He's doing that to make it seem like he's a good person. Mm-hmm. That's like the narcissist, like, he's a coward.
And then when she calls him out, he has the audacity to be angry at her about it.
Right.
And then, the worst scene in the fucking movie, he emotionally manipulates her in private. They have sex, and then he fires her.
Because she still has feelings for him.
Yes, and she says that to him.
Yeah.
She's like, I wish I didn't. I wish I was over this.
And
But-
he takes advantage of that just so he can get a little...
Yeah.
How the kids say... Fucky time. I don't know what the
No,
kids say.
Don't say that. They don't say that, for sure.
But to him, it's just a hanky-panky. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, like it's...
He's not making love to her. It's not even having sex. It's less than that.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
No, yes. Like, exactly. But that's my... Yeah. And...
Maybe fucky times isn't the right
It's not.
vernacular. That's next week.
I just... Oh, my God. I can't believe... Jacob is just, like, the absolute worst. He's so bad. And
Yeah.
I agree. Yes, Jeremy, obviously, we have dealt with many a monster in this podcast, but none so, like, everyday pedestrian realistic as this man.
I have a contender. Guy Woodhouse.
Yes, absolutely. And
There-
I thought about Guy Woodhouse.
This is the same.
Yes, this is absolutely the same. Guy Woodhouse is who I thought of when I
Yeah.
was watching this movie.
Because he was also a narcissist.
Mhm.
From Rosemary's Baby, in case
Yeah.
you guys didn't listen to that episode, you're new to the podcast. We always assume that people listen. And it's
Well,
like,
you should be listening, so that's on you if you're not.
but it's like, welcome if you're new here.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you for being with us however long you've been with us. But also, yeah, go back to the Rosemary's Baby episode if you didn't listen to that. Because
Yeah.
I fucking hate Guy Woodhouse.
If you want to talk about female rage, I also rage on that episode. So, yes. Not to kind of go back to something that we talked about previously, but I did want to talk about the particular Shakespeare monologue that was chosen for the scene, which is this monologue from the Comedy of Errors. And it's interesting because there are certain lines in it that I think make a lot of sense with hindsight as you kind of realize that the monster is not real, it is her. And the lines like, teach me, dear creature, how to think and speak, lay open to my earthly gross conceit. And then later on in the monologue, are you a god? Would you create me new? Transform me then, and to your power I'll yield. So, like, he's almost telling us in this love poem that he is a part of her soul, and he is her, and she controls him. She is the one who wields him and wields her own rage when she needs to. And I have a hard time with the ending a little bit. I think it's the only part that I was not exactly sold on, which is crazy because I love that Jacob dies. I think that's beautiful. But we're not sure how much of this is a metaphor and how much of this actually happens and how much of it is in her own head and all of that. But the idea of her killing him so publicly and then everybody looking on so horrified kind of sat not great with me. And I'd love to get your perspective on this because you have more of an eye for that kind of stuff, for like film metaphor, than I do. I'm more of a bookish type, as it were. But for me, I was like, but her anger is so justified the whole time. And that's the point of the movie, right? Is like she ends up accepting that as part of her. And so I guess I would have, like, this is silly, but rather her have killed him privately, because I didn't like that everyone was just looking at her like she was crazy at the end, because that's kind of like, I mean, like, she's so justified in her anger.
But I think that's... I'm not sure what the filmmaker's intentions were, so I don't want to
Totally
put words in mouth. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really looked... Like, there's some movies where I'm like, I go all in on the interviews. Like
Well, and
a
I
Jaws or a Sinners. This one, there's not as many.
Right. I've definitely looked at, like, the interviews that she's done, but like you said, it's limited. So
Right. And even then, for this movie, it's more Melissa Barrera.
right.
It's easier to find her, because Caroline Lindy isn't a filmmaker that... When you're a filmmaker, you get less opportunities for interviews than actors, unless you're like a Steven Spielberg or a James Cameron. And yes, I'm naming guys for a reason. Filmmakers don't have that public persona as much as the actors do.
Fair.
So sometimes on a smaller movie, it's harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
They exist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But all that to say, I don't know exactly what her intentions were with the ending, but my reading of it is that death has to be so public and so violent, because I think when you deal with a narcissist like that, when you finally do stand up for yourself, people are horrified.
That's fair, and that is, yeah, true. I didn't think about it that way, because I wanted everybody to clap with her. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the ending we all want, but I think you're right. I think there is something to be said about the fact that a lot of times when you have suppressed it for so long, that is what ends up happening, is people are like, what's gotten into you? You know?
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Especially with these narcissistic types where people always take their sides. And they can do the worst of the worst and still just go through life unimpeded and get elected president, you know. So that's where
that does happen.
That's where I'm like, I see what you're saying, but I don't know if that's what Caroline Lindy's saying, and why I think that horrified reaction for the audience is necessary to the film. Also, I just think it's kind of cool, but that's just me.
No, that's fair, yeah.
I mean, it's something to be said to just like, I think the ending rules, but it does kind of leave a complicated aftertaste. Because it's not as easy to be like, oh, yay, girl power, you know, with that ending. Emotionally, for me, I think it's a little cathartic to have that raw ending.
Yeah.
Because Jacob was, pun intended, such a monster.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And that ending makes it like real, where it's like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, he didn't kill her in her mind. No, that fucker's dead.
Yeah.
And people reacted correctly to a dead body.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, like, yes, that is like in reality what you should do.
Except for the two guys who were like, is this real? I don't know, but she's hot.
True.
Like, he's right, but you don't say that.
I don't know, but
in
I'm
that
into
situation.
Yeah.
That's so, yeah. I don't know, but I'm into it. I'm like, buddy, there was a murder.
Right.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. 5 points for Gryffindor if you can guess what movie I just referenced.
I'm not going to guess because I'm a Slytherin, so.
Well, I'm talking to the audience. I know you know what movie I'm talking about.
That's fair. So for cultural impact, because this didn't have, it's an indie movie and also it's very recent, I don't necessarily think we can talk about cultural impact, but I did, if you will indulge me,
Yes.
want to go through about a year ago, well, October of 2024, Caroline Lindy did an AMA on r/movies on Reddit. And I just wanted to kind of talk about some of her answers, if that was cool.
Hell yeah.
One thing that people asked was there a specific inciting incident that caused Laura to lock her monster away, or was that always intended to be slightly ambiguous, like as a child, the first time? And she responded, great question. We cut out about 20 minutes of footage that included a lot more of Laura and Monster's backstory. Why did we do this? Well, when we got to the editing room, we realized it really dragged the film down. It made the story feel too heavy. After more editing, we decided it best to keep things more ambiguous and keep the film's general pace moving. We would hint that in Laura's childhood, she locked the monster away after he got out of control and became violent, and we hoped that it would be enough for audiences to get the general sense that Monster wasn't always a welcoming presence in Laura's life, which I actually think was the right move. I'd love to see that 20 minutes of footage because I'm always looking for more footage of like good movies that I like, but I genuinely love that it was kept so ambiguous because I think it could run the risk of making Laura a less sympathetic character if we knew what was causing violence in her childhood.
And even Monster.
And Monster as well, yeah.
Especially Monster, actually, now that I
Right,
say that out loud.
If you're looking at it through the lens of, like, Monster being her rage, I think
right.
that, you know, ultimately it would fall back on her as well. Something that she talks about in this AMA that I really enjoyed is the idea that the nurse as a character is a really interesting kind of side character, because while she had a lot of really great doctors and nurses, some of them would say things like, shouldn't you be used to this by now? Like, God, that part where she finally stands up to the nurse and she's like, I have a bad nurse.
It's funny. You have difficult veins.
I have a difficult nurse. So fucking good. And I think that I want to be very careful because, again, as she mentioned, and as I will say, like, 10 times out of 10, there are so many amazing doctors and nurses out there, and I could never, ever in a million years do what they do.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, when you are in a situation where, like, your medical, like, condition is in question, you are a little bit worried and scared about yourself, one, like, bad interaction can cause so much, like, it can just stick in your brain more than, like, even, you know, 10 good interactions. And so to have that, like, be kind of pushed back upon, it was really validating, and so it was kind of interesting to hear her talk about her experiences with that as well.
Oh, for sure.
So, and I think obviously when you are sick, you are exponentially more likely to run into the few bad apples that there are, because of the fact that you're sick. So
what? Because you're seeing more doctors. For sure.
Yes. She talks about the films that were inspiring to her.
Did she say Beauty and the Beast?
She didn't, actually. But do you want to guess some of the films that might have been inspiring to her, or do you just want me to tell you that inspired this movie?
I want to guess a few.
Okay.
Singing in the Rain?
No, but I'm sure that was, like, part of it.
I'm flipping tables, by the way.
Yeah. He is. He's really...
Sometimes I forget this is an audio-only podcast.
Right.
And you can't see my animated reactions. But you can envision them in your mind's eye.
That's true. I suppose you can.
Well, I don't want to guess anymore. I'm mad.
Okay,
Tell me.
Some of the films that were inspiring were When Harry Met Sally.
I've never seen it.
I know, and it's crazy. Ghost.
I've seen Ghost.
Truly,
Patrick
Madly,
Swayze.
Deeply.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, Truly, Madly, Deeply is like a British rom-com.
From Britterland.
Yeah, and it's basically this woman's partner dies, and then his ghost appears in her flat, and they just have to keep living together.
Nice.
It's awesome. Warm Bodies.
Oh, I love Warm Bodies.
Yep. Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay. I love Little Shop of Horrors more, but that's like Warm Bodies makes sense.
Yeah.
Little Shop, I'm like, I'll have to think about where that.
Musicals,
just the musical theater. Sure.
A lot of, like, the romance, I think, is very quirky in both.
Okay, yeah. I'm starting to see the vision.
Yeah.
Monster sassy, Audrey 2 sassy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then The Fly.
The Jeff Goldblum one, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Is it Gina Davis? Does she say what the influence of The Fly?
She just said these are ones that stuck with me.
Hell yeah. I mean, The Fly rules. I wouldn't have guessed The Fly.
I was
The
like,
Fly
sure.
in a million years, but I love that movie. That's a great pull.
Someone asked her some of her favorite musicals, because obviously she is a theater girly.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Singing in the Rain.
Yes. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Hell yeah.
Cabaret.
I've never seen Cabaret.
Crazy. Both of you need to watch Cabaret. I've tried to get Jeremy to watch Cabaret. That should be a Would You Die mandatory viewing together.
If you guys want us to watch Cabaret, join our Patreon for only $3 a month and tell us.
Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh, cool.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Victor Victoria, which is a great one.
Victor Crowley.
Funny Girl.
I don't think I've seen Funny Girl.
Really?
I don't think so.
Wild. Kiss Me Kate, which is one of my favorites that
I
most
haven't
people
seen
don't know about. So Kiss Me Kate, I'm just going to get on my little pedestal and then we'll get off. Kiss Me Kate is a kind of like meta musical where they are putting on a musical version of Romeo and Juliet's The Taming of the Shrew. And then backstage, while the musical is going on stage, backstage, the two main characters are being played by an ex-husband and ex-wife duo, and they are like re-falling in love like through the characters. It's so good. I absolutely love it. It's Cole Porter. It's fun.
Cole Porter, he's done really famous. I know that name.
Yes, Cole
Okay.
Porter is very famous. You would absolutely know. Like he was an American composer, did a lot of
I know that name.
like jazz standards and
Okay.
and that kind of stuff. I mean, he
I was in a high school jazz band.
yeah, so you know. He did a lot of jazz standards. He did a lot of musicals and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Anyway, other than that,
Did he do Anything Goes?
Yes.
Because that's
Yes.
probably what
Yes.
I. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
I was
played
like,
Anything
I'm
Goes.
pretty sure. Yeah, he did Anything
That's why I
Goes,
know
which
him.
also has his songs "You're the Top" and "I Get a Kick Out of You" in them,
And Anything Goes.
I said also.
Featured in the Woody Die favorite Indiana
Indiana
Jones
Jones.
in the Temple of Doom.
I knew you were gonna say that. She did say. Somebody asked, "What do you think happens to Laura after the end scene?" And she did say, "I think Laura and Monster ride off into the sunset together and live happily ever after." So that's beautiful.
Aw.
I love that. Whether you think that's metaphorical or literal, I think that's beautiful.
Because the other answer is she gets arrested.
Well, I don't believe that happened because I don't want it to. So,
And that's a terrible ending
agree.
for a movie.
Yes.
That's why it ended before we saw.
Exactly. Yep. It
Yep.
ended at the right place.
I think that was good. But yeah, so I thought that was a good little AMA that she did and getting a little bit more insight into her. I also did want to say that, like, just so you know, she does get her happy ending. Caroline Lindy is now married to Daniel Roher, who is
Is he a beast?
no, he is another writer, director, producer, and
Oh,
he won the festival favorite at Sundance a couple years before Your Monster was in there with a movie I've never heard of, but it is called Navalny. And when asked how her husband reacted when Your Monster was admitted to Sundance, Lindy responded that he started sobbing immediately. So get yourself a
Aw.
man who loves you for you and loves your work and cares about you creatively. That's all you can ask for.
For like half a second, I thought she was going to be like, she married Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. And I was about to freak out. It didn't happen. But I'm happy for her nonetheless.
I'm sorry that Caroline Lindy, director and writer of Your Monster, did not marry Marshawn Lynch.
Who's only here
film
not to
star.
Who's only here not to get fined.
Right, exactly. Well, and
He is a film star.
yeah.
Bottoms,
Yep.
Love Hurts,
Yeah.
which wasn't a great movie, but I liked
he was
him in
in
it.
But he was in it.
He was
He's
in
been
it.
in like kind of a lot of movies. He was also in 80 for Brady.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He has a cameo in an indie film that came out last year, which I really love, but I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to spoil it. Because it's like a
It's kind of an important cameo.
no, it's the movie's better if you don't know he's in it.
That's fair. Fair. I do love me a good Marshawn Lynch.
I'd work with Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch, hit us up so you can be one of Austin's movies.
Friend of the pod, Marshawn Lynch.
Friend of
Doesn't he
the
have,
pod,
like, a
beast
show,
mode.
too? Doesn't he have a show coming out? I feel like he did.
Hey,
Sure, probably.
We could collab.
He's in Euphoria apparently this season.
Who isn't?
Fair.
I think it is time for your monsterlatives.
That's what I was going to say.
Our beastlatives.
Your soupy slitives, your
Oh, I don't like soupy lips.
soup beast.
I don't like soupies.
Our Melissa Barrera latives.
Or
Or Lindy litives.
Wait, what'd you say?
Lindy litives.
Lindy Litters.
Lindy Litters, Melissa Litters.
Nope.
Carol.
Nope. I'm gonna do it. Hang on. I can get there.
Off with your head Litters. That was such a banger.
Monstro Laura Superlatives. I was trying to do Monstro Lizasu like 2 months late. It's not gonna happen.
Not with this one.
But like, there's a monster, so I was
That's
you know,
Monstro Laura Narcissus Litters.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Melissa Barrera Litters.
Melissa Barrera Litters is good. I'll take that.
And we can use it again because Melissa Barrera's in quite a few horror movies.
Yep. She'll come back.
All right.
Who would you save?
Not fucking Jacob, I'll tell you that much. You're gonna get mad at me.
Go ahead.
I would save Melissa Barrera
Okay.
because she didn't deserve that.
That's true.
And you're gonna get mad at me because I always yell at you when you save
People who are already alive? Yeah.
yeah,
No, I know.
who didn't die.
Listen, it's true. She didn't deserve that, but she has monster. And
Also,
so
sorry.
I said no one. Everyone gets what they get.
Well, I was just gonna make the point that only one person dies in this movie.
Yeah.
We're not saving him.
I'm not fucking saving Jacob.
I'm saving the monster because figment of her imagination or not, he was sad when he found out she slept with Jacob.
Oh, he was so
True.
sad.
He needs therapy.
Can I
And a
say,
hug.
like, that scene, just because I that was one of my favorite moments of the movie, is when she tells him and they're arguing and she's trying to leave the closet, and as she's walking out, he is yelling, look at yourself, and she yells back, I am, as she's looking right at him. I was like, ooh.
It's good.
That's peak.
It is good.
Yeah. I also like that one little moment where it's like, she's telling him off, and I don't remember exactly what she says. And like, and I want my socks back because he just steals all her socks.
Yeah.
You were never going to do anything with those socks.
Exactly.
That was one of my favorite lines. I was
Yeah.
hoping that was going to be your quote. I knew it wouldn't be because why would it be? But it was a good moment.
It was a good moment. You're right. What about your favorite scare? It's not a particularly scary movie.
There's not a lot of like, in this whole month isn't like a scare heavy.
There's a couple of movies that are kind of scary.
Not when you're a big tough man like me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not all men.
I'm looking for new podcasts. If you want me to be your co-host, please email me at... No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I like. I'll tell you my favorite moment of the movie.
Please.
The ending, the closing number, "You're a Stranger,"
Mm-hmm.
when Melissa Barrera is just singing her heart out, covered in blood.
That is beautiful.
I love musical numbers and I love blood, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I think my favorite moment of the movie is when I've already talked about it, but when he shows up at the party.
Yeah.
After saying he wasn't gonna go, and she looks so beautiful in like her like Bride of Frankenstein-esque makeup, and he's got his little tux on, and they start dancing. Oh, it's beautiful. I love that part of the movie. I think it's very cinematic.
She would be an excellent Bride of Frankenstein.
She would.
But also, I'm very excited for The Bride coming out next month, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
With Academy Award nominated Jessie Buckley.
Yep.
I have yet to see Hamnet at time of recording, but I'm very excited to.
Mm-hmm. Same. Tony Todd Award for movie MVP.
So, I just want to give a little shout out to my boy Don real quick. The assistant director, I think his name's Don.
He's so funny. He's your favorite character.
He has like maybe 7 lines total, but he is so funny in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm giving the MVP award to Melissa Barrera,
Yeah.
but I have to shout out Don real quick because just the moment where they're at the potty and he's like, "Hi, I'm Don," and she's like, "I know." He goes, "I'm the assistant director." She's like, "I know who you are."
The moment when when she starts going in on him.
Oh yeah,
Like at the rehearsal. And everybody's just watching and reacting, and Don just goes, "All right, she's letting it all out." It's one of my favorite moments of the movie.
So good.
And then right after, she's like, "You limp dick fuckface." Okay, let's take 5.
Yup. So good. Well, I knew you were going to give yours to Melissa Barrera, and I'm going to give you that. So I am going to go ahead and give mine to my boy Tommy Dewey.
Is he monster?
He is monster.
He's so good.
He is just phenomenal. And I love that he has really good comedic timing, but also like is able to switch into sincerity really well. And I think that's hard to do without being corny.
And it's extremely hard to do in all that prosthetic makeup.
Yes. And he reminds me, can I say, like, in the prosthetic makeup, he reminds me just the smidgenest much of Teen Wolf, and I love that. He's my boy.
I think of the live action remake of Beauty and the Beast.
That's fair, but I just think, like, you know, the long hair.
Because not CGI.
Well, yeah.
Also, wasn't that Dan Stevens?
Yes, it was.
What a great casting as Beast.
Yeah.
Undone by CG.
Sorry. Is the score better than Jaws?
No.
But it was done by Timothy Williams, and he did Pearl.
I was about to say Relation?
No.
Oh, John Williams' son is the lead singer of Toto.
That is true. I did know that. I didn't know that until, like, actually relatively recently, but I did find that out.
Toto rules.
Yeah, no. Timothy Williams is a English...
Pearl was a really good score.
English-Canadian composer and conductor. And he's done a couple things, but he's probably, like, most known for Pearl. He also has done, like, a lot of orchestrating for other composers for things like Deadpool 2 and Christopher Robin's and Hidden Figures and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
So he's climbing the ladder.
Right, exactly. He has done a lot of, like, he's done TV shows. He did Castle.
With Nathan Fillion.
He contributed additional music on God of War Ascension as well.
With Nathan Fillion? Sorry.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine Nathan Fillion as Kratos?
No. He has done a lot of... He's kind of most known for doing live spectacle shows for Disney and Universal. So, like, the live orchestrations for things like Wicked, Aladdin, Tangled the musical, Snow White.
But at, like, the theme parks?
But, like, at the theme parks, yeah.
Okay, not like the Broadway Frozen.
No, like...
Gotcha.
Like, the shows that existed. He most recently composed and arranged the Jurassic World live tour for Universal Studios. So he's done a lot of stuff like that. That's kind of where his prolificness is not a word. I'm trying to think of a better one. That's where his strength lies, I guess. But he also did, like, Maxine and Pearl and John Wick Chapter 4 and...
Okay, that's a big movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did...
You lead with John Wick Chapter 4.
Well, I led with Pearl because this is a horror podcast.
No, that's fair. But
he also did... Sorry, now that I'm looking, he's done a lot. He did It Chapter 2.
As, like, orchestrator or composer?
He was the conductor for that. My bad.
Okay.
Conductor and composer look very similar when I'm, like, scrolling through very fast. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say... No, he didn't.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He was also the conductor for It, but didn't do that one.
But yeah, and I really love the song at the end, You're a Stranger.
He composed additional music for Get Out as well. Yes, I agree. You're a Stranger is a great...
Here's what I have to say about fucking Jacob's musical. How it's presented as, like, a feminist, like, we love women. Mm-hmm. But then, like, the clips you see of, like, don't you want to be a proper girl? Don't you want to be, like...
Yeah.
Obedient? And it's just like, dude's a misogynist.
Well, and the problem, too, is, like, so then he goes on to, like, he's condemning that, right? Like, he's like, because she's like, well, I don't know what you mean. But then then she goes, he never saw me that way. Fuck you. So you mean to tell me that, like, she is only, quote unquote, good enough in response to, like, a man's opinion of her? No. No. Yeah. So that sucks.
And then he had the balls to go up to her during intermission and be like, "You're fucking up my show." They were loving it.
They were fucking loving it. You bitch.
You're gonna ruin my career. I'm gonna ruin your fucking throat.
And she did.
Mm-hmm.
A fine addition to your collection.
I do not own it.
I don't think it has a physical release.
That's why I don't own it.
But I wish this were available physically, because this would be one of my, like, I'm not even joking. I talk a lot about, like, eventually when I have a physical media, like, more space for a physical media collection, I'll own all of these films that we talk about. And, like, that's true. This would be, like, top of my list at this point. I love anything that's romance with a twist, as we've talked about. So, yeah, I would absolutely own this.
You know what I do have? Because this movie don't have merch. But I do. So something I like to do is go to comic and horror cons and buy professional photo ops with my favorite movie stars that go to these events. I don't like having money, and I like these experiences. So I like to get these, and sometimes what I like to do is I like to get the professional pictures, and then I go into their autograph lines and get them autographed, because when you go through like professional picture lines, it's very quick. You really don't meet the person. You get a picture with them. It's 5 seconds.
Right.
But when you go for the autograph, you're talking to them for like a couple minutes, and depending on the celebrity or actor or whatever, you could talk to them for a pretty good amount of time, Sometimes they're not all the same. Sometimes they're like quick, whatever. But a lot of times, especially in the horror conventions, they take their time with everybody. You're in the line a little longer, but that's okay, because you're talking to these people. So all that to say, I've met Melissa Barrera.
Yay!
She is amazing in real life. From my, and I got a picture with her. I was showing Lisa and Jeremy the picture earlier.
Yep.
And I talked to her a bit while I was getting her autograph, and she's just extremely kind. And I did tell her how, like, as a Mexican American filmmaker, rising a lot lower on the ladder than she is, it's like I see you doing these things, and it helps me see the vision of where of rising up. And I was just and she's like, yeah, keep going, it's all, so when she signs it, she signed it, "See you on set one day."
Oh, that is so cool.
So I'm working very hard and getting to that point where I'll make that a reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Melissa, if you're listening, I'm working hard. Not there quite yet, but I will be.
Yeah.
I'm putting in the work.
Absolutely. Well,
so I have that picture. That's part of my collection.
That is very cool. Okay, Letterboxd reviews, gentlemen.
I am ready.
Me too.
I rated this movie. I really like this one. I rated it 4.5 stars and a heart. And my review says, it turns out the monster was the friends we made along the way.
That's crazy.
Mine's actually kind of similar to yours, but Lisa, you go.
I rated this 4 stars and a heart. And I said the whole lean in close and recite Shakespeare to me thing would unfortunately work on me.
I like that. I rated this 4.5 stars and a heart. And I said, the real monster is being mean to Melissa Barrera.
Real. Yep. Correct. That's so true. There are no Supernatural alumni for this one. Sorry, Supernatural let us down. But we have some new special edition superlatives for our new month. Our first one.
Live and let blood. Wait. Love and let die.
Love and let die.
Live and let blood.
Live and let blood. Is Smash or Pass. So we're just gonna play Smash or Pass with. I'm gonna go with their 4 main cast members. So Tommy Dewey, who plays Monster.
Let's do this. Oh wait, I'm answering. Okay. Go again.
That could be your answer, though.
Tommy Dewey, who plays Monster.
Smash.
Jeremy?
Smash, because I know him from the Mindy Project, which was a wild surprise.
He was in the Mindy Project?
He's like her boyfriend for like the first 2 seasons.
Oh, right.
I said Smash because he's hot.
I didn't know that. I'm going to say something kind of controversial, and then we can move on. I'm going to say Smash in prosthetics, pass outside of prosthetics. Moving on. Melissa Barrera.
Smash. But respectively.
Feels-
But, like,
just-
respectfully, yeah.
This feels like a trap for me.
This is part of the podcast.
I know, but it's different.
It's really
Smash.
not. We've talked about hot people on this podcast
That's true.
before.
Smash.
I just told you I would smash a man in monster prosthetics.
That's true. Smash.
Smash. Edmund Donovan, who plays our least favorite character.
Edward Donovan.
Yeah.
Smash.
See, this is where it gets hard. Because when we brought this up, I said, are we talking about the actor or are we
Yeah.
talking about the character? And
Jacob-
we all agreed actor.
Yeah.
Jacob, I'm punching in the face.
And I think he's a handsome man, but I only have seen him in this movie, so it's like pretty is as pretty does for me. So I'm going to say pass.
That's fair. I think it's fair.
That is fair. Yeah, I'm having a hard time because same. I've only ever seen him in this, and I haven't like watched interviews or anything. I'm gonna say Smash because I do think he's a pretty man, but yeah, like definitely.
It helps that I'm also a straight dude.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess
it's easy for me to
that's-
see a pretty man and be like, still pass.
I'm
You know?
just horny.
Fair.
Because I'm also a straight dude.
Yeah, that's fair.
And who's our last one?
Our last one is Kayla Foster, who plays her best
Maisie?
friend.
Maisie.
I keep wanting to say Mitzi.
Smash.
Pass for me.
I'm gonna say pass. And our second superlative is the Bay Award, which is what Austin came up with recently. So I want to know, who is your Bay from the movie?
Melissa Barrera.
Yep.
The monster. I love that dude.
I'm gonna say Tommy Dewey in costume.
Tommy Dewey in costume.
I said what I said. Okay, Austin, would you die?
No. Because I am in tune with my rage. And I'm in tune with not being mean to Melissa Barrera.
Truly, I thought you were going to say Melissa Barrera would see you and recognize you as a friend.
Oh my goodness, I hope so. She did. She
That's true.
when we met, she gave me a great big hug. So, not that she knew me, but like
But she recognized you as a friend.
exactly.
Yeah.
So one day we're gonna work together, and it's gonna be awesome.
And then you will be friends.
Exactly.
I said something very similar. I said, I know because I love my inner rage. I let her out all the time. She's just out there. This morning, couldn't find the lint roller. Inner rage, out. Jeremy?
Oh, would I die?
Yeah.
No. I simply wouldn't do the things that man did.
That's also
Like-
fair. It's also a fair point.
I simply wouldn't leave my significant other during a health crisis.
Right.
Cheat
And
on her with her best friend, write a role for her in my hit
then
musical,
not
and
give it to
not
her.
give it to her. Offer her an understudy part, thinking she's gonna say no.
There were a lot of
Flirt
steps
with-
that led to his death.
Flirt with the person who took her role
The
in front of her.
the star that's
star.
nationally known. We didn't even talk about that.
Yep. And then after she admits that she's still in love with me, sleep with her and then fire her and then scream at her during the intermission of your performance when she is doing the best she could possibly for your
Yeah,
show.
so I wouldn't
And
do
the
any of that.
audience is loving it.
See, I wouldn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So I live.
Hey, just don't be a narcissistic creep.
There you go.
That's a fair point. Austin, where
Is
can
that-
the people find you?
I was gonna say we love movies with a moral.
We love
moral to the
movies
story.
with a moral.
We do.
Austin,
where can the people find you?
The people can find me perfecting my craft so I can work with Melissa Barrera sooner than later at Austin M. Torres. You can find the show social media at Would You Die. hit us up on Instagram. Also, you can find me on Letterboxd and Threads at Austin M. Torres. I've been very active on those. Like, share, and subscribe if you like listening to this podcast. If you fucking hate our guts, like, share, and subscribe. Anyways, because why not? You can find the show's YouTube channel at Would You Die Show, where you can find my short films like Ice Cream Spider and The Blood Witch. For only $3 a month, you can hop over to our Patreon, where we have weekly sports talk, because we like sports.
And we don't care who knows.
Our monthly bonus episodes, the Godzilla Project. There's a lot of stuff for $3 a month. So tell your friends, tell your kids, tell Melissa Barrera.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
The people can find me living in a secret room in the back of your closet. Or you can find me at Whimsawillow on Letterboxd, on Threads, on Instagram, all of those. Jeremy, where can the people find you?
You can find me hoarding your socks, because you weren't going to do anything with those socks. You can also find me at Annually Funny on pretty much all social platforms.
Lisa, I thought you were going to say the people can find you reciting Shakespeare's soliloquies.
That would have been a better one, because you actually can find me doing that in real life in my job where I teach Romeo and Juliet to 9th graders. But huge thank you to Jeremy Lippitt for producing our podcast. Thank you so much to Josie Palmer for producing our theme's music. Check her out on Spotify and Apple Music. Big thank you also for our graphics displayed on our social media, which are done by Allie Gibson at Crosshook Creative. Austin, do you have a hint for the next episode?
Beep boop. That's it. That's a hint.
Yeah, I got it.
Until then, I'm Austin Torres.
I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
Try not to die.